Get ready to uncover the secrets behind the most powerful U.S. presidents. Each one shaped history, but the last one is the one you've all been waiting for. Number 5. John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy, often remembered for his charisma and ambition, made a profound impact as the 35th President of the United States. Serving from 1961 until his tragic assassination in 1963, Kennedy's time in office, though brief, was filled with iconic moments that shaped American history. One of his major accomplishments was advancing the U.S. space program, setting the ambitious goal to land a man on the moon before the end of the decade. This space race initiative captured the imagination of millions and became a defining element of his presidency. Kennedy's leadership during the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 is often cited as his finest hour. In this tense standoff with the Soviet Union, he navigated a near-catastrophic nuclear conflict with diplomacy and restraint. Through a combination of negotiation and a naval blockade, Kennedy successfully persuaded Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev to withdraw nuclear missiles from Cuba, averting a potential global disaster. His skill in managing the crisis solidified his legacy as a president capable of navigating complex international challenges with a steady hand. Beyond foreign policy, Kennedy promoted social reforms and called for racial equality, sparking important changes in civil rights. His powerful speeches, such as the famous "Ask not what your country can do for you" address, continue to resonate, inspiring generations to serve their communities and country. Number 4. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is remembered as a leader who preserved the Union during its most divisive period, the Civil War. Elected in 1860, Lincoln faced an unprecedented challenge as the nation fractured over issues of slavery and states' rights. His primary goal was to keep the country united, and despite immense opposition, he took bold steps to achieve it. In 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, a transformative act that declared all slaves in Confederate-held territories to be free, reshaping the course of American history and marking a turning point in the fight for human rights. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War demonstrated his commitment to justice and equality. He skillfully navigated both political and military strategies, working closely with his generals to secure crucial victories. His famous Gettysburg Address in 1863, though brief, powerfully captured the essence of American values, reminding citizens of the sacrifices made for freedom and equality. Beyond his war efforts, Lincoln's dedication to democracy became clear in his efforts to pass the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery throughout the country. Despite facing immense personal and political challenges, including harsh criticism and attempts on his life, Lincoln's unwavering commitment to his principles helped shape the United States into a more just and united nation. His legacy continues to inspire Americans and advocates for equality worldwide. Number 3. Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt, often remembered as one of the most dynamic U.S. presidents, led the country with a unique blend of energy, reform, and determination. Serving from 1901 to 1909, Roosevelt became a symbol of progress and change, addressing critical issues of his time. Known as a trust buster, he took on powerful corporate monopolies, ensuring fair competition and protecting consumers' rights. Roosevelt's square deal policies aimed to balance the interests of business, labor, and the general public, transforming how the government interacted with industry. Roosevelt's commitment to conservation marked a groundbreaking shift in American environmental policy. He established national parks, forests, and wildlife refuges, preserving millions of acres for future generations. This dedication made him a founding figure in the American conservation movement, advocating that natural resources should be protected, not exploited. His famous saying, "Speak softly and carry a big stick," underscored his approach to foreign policy, which emphasized diplomacy backed by strong military readiness. During his presidency, Roosevelt played a key role in constructing the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering feat that connected the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This achievement revolutionized global trade and showcased Roosevelt's ambition for American influence on the world stage. His robust, larger-than-life personality and dedication to public service have left a lasting legacy, making him one of the most admired presidents in American history. Number 2. George Washington. George Washington, the first president of the United States, holds an iconic place in American history. Known as the father of his country, Washington's leadership during and after the Revolutionary War laid the foundation for the United States as an independent nation. Commanding the Continental Army against British forces, he faced a challenging path to victory. Through sheer resilience and strategic skill, he led the colonies to independence, securing a place in history as a visionary leader who united a fledgling nation under a shared cause of freedom and self-governance. Washington's influence extended well beyond the battlefield. After the war, he presided over the Constitutional Convention in 1787, helping to create the framework that would guide the nation's future. His insights and steady hand were vital in drafting the Constitution, which remains the cornerstone of American democracy. In 1789, he was unanimously elected as the country's first president, setting numerous precedents for the role, including the peaceful transfer of power. Washington declined to serve a third term, choosing to step down, a decision that underscored his commitment to democracy and set an example for future leaders. Washington's legacy goes beyond his role as a leader. He symbolized unity and the ideal of service to one's country. His farewell address, where he warned against political divisions and foreign alliances, still resonates today. His vision of a strong, independent United States with a balanced government continues to shape the nation's principles. Number 1. The 45th U.S. President. The 45th President of the United States is one of the most polarizing figures in recent American history, capturing global attention with his bold style, unconventional policies, and direct communication style. Entering office in a period of political divide, he made sweeping changes in areas like foreign policy, economics, and immigration. Under his leadership, the administration pursued a policy of America First, shifting international alliances and negotiating economic deals to prioritize American industries and labor. This stance resonated with millions who felt left behind by previous policies, yet it also stirred controversy at home and abroad. One of the defining elements of his administration was the use of social media to communicate directly with the public. His frequent posts bypassed traditional media, energizing supporters and igniting debates. The president's direct and often confrontational approach drew both praise and criticism, influencing how future leaders engage with citizens in a digital age. Notably, his influence wasn't limited to the U.S. His policies on international trade and defense impacted relations with global superpowers, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The legacy of the 45th president remains a topic of intense debate. Supporters see him as a disruptor who challenged the status quo, advocating for American workers and industries. Critics argue that his actions deepened divisions within the country.